Going live. Hey, we're live. Okay.
Hello.
Hopefully this works better.
This should be a little bit more stable.
Yes.
Give everyone a few more moments to show
even
up.
the picture quality looks a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely jubbly.
420 Pray, thank you for that.
Yeah, happy.
Appreciate your sacrifice.
Totally fine.
I deleted the last VOD. If you are watching this as a VOD, that one shouldn't confuse you. I've done that in the past where I've left them up and people get grumpy, so I got rid of it.
The new link so I can announce this. It's cool.
Ooh, okay. Can do. Bring bum bum bring bum bum. Whoa.
Was performing that for us today.
Yeah.
Dangle was
with like
live.
a full remix, and it was so much fun.
It was very fun.
Best song. Everyone should go follow Dangle. Let me go add him in a sec. Maybe I can convince him to do some ReZero stuff. Actually, I did ask him to help us with
I'm gonna
an
post the one
instant-
above it.
yes.
We are back. Yes.
Welcome back, Bobby.
Hello.
Thank
Connor.
you for your patience.
Yes, Connor gave us his Wi-Fi hotspot.
Mm-hmm. So this won't go for terribly long now,
No.
but this will be more stable.
We're gonna go so fast. Hello, welcome, Suba Suba. All right, what we did today, we went to Anime EXPO today. We went as
Subaru.
Julius.
Shala.
Oh, I said that backwards. I literally looked at him and said the character. I was playing Julius. Oh my god.
Shala. Oh, wait.
Julius, just standard. Subaru is Arc 6, and Shala, or mystery Arc 6 character that you don't know yet.
Yes.
We had a crazy day. We saw the first episode of ReZero. We have things we can answer to for you guys. We met the character designer and the director of ReZero. Also, Yusuke Kobayashi was right in front of us. Everyone missed him because he changed. And we saw him in one of our new friends' pictures today. And we were like, so.
Yeah, Yusuke proved that Superman's disguise as Clark Kent is
Yes.
100% valid.
Yeah.
Because it was just immediate. He was literally as close here. Stand like there, about this
I'm the
distance
person in the
away from
picture.
me, and I
Yeah.
just.
This is the people taking the picture. Yusuke and
And then
Connor.
I was over here,
Yeah.
and I completely missed him.
We did not notice him at all.
If you want to see that, it's all on my Twitter at Volcanica VT, I think. That is my VTuber name. I think Maddie also retweeted it on her Studio Reverie Twitter. You can check it out there. I'm going to try to link everything tomorrow once I have more brain cells. Let's see. I was reading Arc 64.
Oh, thank you, Andrew.
Oh,
Oh, and just because the
Was
original
Hulu
VOD
there?
was gone, I'm Connor, I'm Palizard,
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Julius.
Wolf, I'm Chase, I'm Subaru.
I'm Kyle's, Amelia, Capella. Yeah, every other character whenever I need
Boss
to be.
lady.
Boss lady.
Boss lady.
And we spent the day at Anime EXPO. We got to see all the cool stuff. We got to see amazing cosplays, meet some amazing people, and wait 2.5 hours in the sun
That was a lot.
to get in line because that line filled up instantly.
So fast.
We were actually discussing maybe we'd explore the convention a bit while we were
I
waiting.
think we did it.
And then I had a thought of how quickly is it going to fill up?
Yeah.
And we went to check, and when we checked, we were lining up.
It was just a thought of, you know what? Before we go and see these other people or do this other thing, let's just check out the line situation. And there was a line to make the line, which we were at the back of that one. Thankfully, they filled that up quickly. We didn't break the rules and get kicked out of the line.
Yes,
Yes.
true.
It was close. You two were telling me to do it.
Okay, everyone was doing it, so I did it. Also, here's the cosplay interaction we had. Oh gosh. Besides us and our friends, this is the character designer of ReZero
For season 3. Yep.
for season
Season
3,
three?
and this is the director of season 3. We'll talk about that briefly, really fast at the end as well. Okay, we should probably. The 4th was great. We went and saw some fireworks.
Yeah, we
it was
went
fun.
and saw some
Yeah,
fireworks
yeah, we did.
in Marina Del Rey, close to Santa Monica.
Did Connor see the Julius image I posted? Where?
I have not seen it yet. If it was
Discord?
on Twitter, then I haven't seen basically anything but what Kyle has read out loud to me.
I'm in control.
She is. So spoiler-free review of the episode.
Yes.
Just immediately, how many oppas out of 10 was this worth?
Like I
100
said,
billion
20
million.
million.
All 10 oppas out of 10.
It
This
was fan-fucking-tastic.
It was a perfect 90 minutes of ReZero.
It sure was.
Like, we went in knowing that the character designs were improved, but
Yeah.
all of them were improved. Not just like the two big ones, but Julius, Anastasia, Garfield, Mimi, Subaru, Amelia, everybody. The only one who looked the same was Beatrice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was
but even
already
then,
perfect.
Yeah.
They just made her
There's
more
not improvement
cute.
from that.
Yeah, and she has her new design as well, which
Yeah.
was just 2 straight minutes of pure joy.
Oh my god.
It's a very loyal adaptation to the web novel. I remember voicing every single part of that, being every step of the way. So if you've been with us with the web novel readings, you are caught up with what is in there. It is like,
Well, it did
it's
have the
everything.
light novel
It did,
changes.
it did.
Yes.
Yeah.
but it's gonna hit.
It is an adaptation of the light novel, but a lot of the stuff from the web novel is just parallel.
It's in there.
Yeah.
So the animation as well was
Oh.
flawless the entire way through. There wasn't like a single even like close up on a face that threw us off at
Nope.
all. There was no like real CG. There was one shot that might have been, but it still looked perfect. And when they
wasn't
changed the
like
frame on it, it definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
It was not, it's not even like the way that they did backgrounds previously.
In season 1 with Laguna
In
Third,
season 1, well, not even Lagunica, even the mansion looks like it was
Yes.
made in a different software.
Yeah.
But in here, everything looks like it fits in and matches, from the movements of the characters, the facial animations, the backgrounds, all the flowing scenes, the moving water. It's just incredible.
It's so good.
The effects,
Oh
when
my God.
some of the magic stuff that we did see was going
Oh
on,
Gosh,
was
Fucking
just,
hell.
it was hauntingly good.
so
And
good.
oh my god, the soundtrack that we've gotten just from this episode, which is 4. It's 4 episodes.
It's 4
but-
episodes.
It's
yeah.
4.
But the new
Yeah.
OSTs were so beautiful.
They were so good.
One of them genuinely made me tear up.
They
Same
did.
here.
Oh my gosh. Al's new voice is fantastic. Honestly,
Yeah.
did such good justice
Very
to our
good job.
late Al.
You can definitely tell that he sounds the way he should sound.
Oh yeah, it's very good. Yes, Amelia has bigger assets than Priscilla. Did you want to explain why?
Yeah, so like there's actually a Q&A from a long time ago where someone asked Tappei the order of breast sizes. Amelia should have been much higher up on there, and Priscilla should not have been number 1. I don't
yeah.
think so, at least.
No.
No.
So they've made some slight adjustments. Priscilla's got a better fitting outfit, and Amelia, it's not as bad as the trailer made it seem, where it
No.
was like a major.
realistic.
It seemed like the proper. It looked like she did in season 1, if not just a slightly bigger.
Yeah,
all the
slightly.
character design changes were absolutely amazing. They just
Liliana.
evolved the characters all to another level. Even like the facial structures, you know, a lot of
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I imagine a lot of people were maybe a bit put off by the faces looking a bit softer, but trust me, it works and it's brilliant.
Subaru's eyes constantly look the way that they should look.
Yeah.
He has the Simbuku eyes.
Yeah.
This is the most
yes.
important thing. Subaru just didn't really have that before in the anime, and now he does, and it's consistent with what his character is supposed to be, and it's bloody brilliant.
Hey Wolf, Suba loves you, by the way.
Does
I love you, Suba.
matter?
I love
No.
you, random citizen.
Al's helmet effect was not even. I didn't even hear it. Honestly, you could just clearly hear him.
Mhm.
I was thinking about that too. There's no reverb, but their sound design was phenomenal. You can hear like I don't want to say like someone's voice, but just listen to the sound design when you get there. It's gorgeous.
Someone asked about the OP. We didn't hear that. They didn't put the OP in the first episode.
It's the same song
we-
from the latest trailer.
We
that
heard
we
the OP at the before the episode started. We
Yes.
didn't see any visuals
Mhm.
or any footage, but we've heard the opening. I don't know what artist it's by, but I will just tell you now, it's a fucking banger, and you should be excited to hear it.
Yes.
It really is.
Joshua's voice, perfect casting.
Oh,
honestly.
Joshua sounded so
So
good.
fucking
Every
good.
casting, Kiritaka, Liliana's songs, like you don't think they'd fit in. They fit in so good.
fucking
It
good.
was
rap?
so smooth. It went from Liliana being like a major annoyance to what I imagine the comedic relief that
Yeah.
she's supposed to be.
It was good. It was good. Oh gosh, what was I gonna say? There's another thing. That was pretty important.
Well,
it had to do with Liliana.
While
but I
we're on
remember.
that, Liliana's voice and Kiritaka's voice are actually really close to mine
Yeah.
and Wolf's voices for those characters.
Yeah,
Just think less grating for Wolfiana,
so
and
less the
Fem.
grating tone from me obviously doing a femme voice as a man,
but the energy.
but the energy and the tone without that grate, it's like a pretty big 1-to-1. I was genuinely taken aback.
like my narration for the Liliana saga. Was
Yes,
pretty close.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like you're more energy.
yeah.
She's
It was
wild.
wild, and as Connor said, his Kiritaka that he does, it was actually really close in tone to what we got in the original Japanese. I was flabbergasted. I will not lie.
Serious.
Oh, Sirius
Oh,
was
we took-
incredible.
Oh my fucking god!
I think the closest we got probably was Konda's take on Sirius in the one chapter we did with me and Konda when Gold was asleep. Just because I think in the past we didn't think Sirius was as like crazy as she comes up. Oh my gosh, she is like yandere extreme.
It is a genuine pleasure to listen to this crazy person monologue.
And this is a much more minor thing, but the subtitling for this episode as well was so spot on.
Yes.
Really
Like they have
good.
full honorific usage for all of
Yeah.
it. The way
Yeah.
the characters address, they still don't use in fact for Beatrice.
They don't.
No.
There is a very funny name Subaru gets called. It is not the one in the web novel.
It's
But
the one that it should be.
Yeah,
It's not the
It's one it
fan
should be.
community name for
Yeah.
it.
true. It's funny as hell.
I guess before we continue a bit more, we can read a couple comments on some
Yeah,
questions.
I think we've done a couple.
And if you have any more, feel free to throw them
Ask
in here
away.
now.
One thing I did see is I believe season 3 is going to cover a bit of arc 6 is what we're expecting.
Expecting.
We think the first core is going to get up to the end of arc 5 and then we're going to hit arc 6 because how far they got in the first episode, we won't spoil that, but there's still a lot more to go. It was actually less than I thought it would be. I
It was
thought it'd be more.
it was really close to
It was
where I
close.
expected.
It was
Maybe
close to where I
3
expected.
chapters less than I guessed.
Yeah.
But
was
it's
close-
still like what? Over a third of the way through the arc.
There's going to be 2 episodes
Not
from
a
where I thought we'd end.
third of the way. It was about 20 chapters of the web novel, I'd say.
Maybe.
About, yeah.
Just before we switched over to pre-recorded.
Mm-hmm.
How did the pacing feel? Phenomenal.
Like we couldn't even tell that 90 minutes were going by.
Yeah.
I had to keep checking and realize, we've passed an episode and a half already. I
Yeah.
can't believe this is going so
I was
smooth.
constantly making guesses about where the points of like you would think of each episode would end.
I
And I
couldn't
only-
feel it.
I only caught one, I think, moment.
I caught 3, but it's because of the way they do the transition.
Yes.
They like make it kind of clear.
But the pacing was phenomenal. There was nothing in there that didn't need to be. The way it was edited and cut and the way the camera would transition between characters and important moments, it was phenomenal.
They could do arc 5 in 13 episodes because the first episode is 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first episode contains the content of about 4 episodes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
4 episodes worth of content for it.
Corey, is it the Priscilla dance or the Liliana Subaru rap dance? Hype for the title cards. Ichi, the title card was so
Oh,
good.
It was so
It
cool.
was
There was
so
a bit of movement, a
good.
bit of animation.
Another thing to note, I guess, is while the panel after the episode, we got some of the cast and the crew at Q&A, and they talked about a couple things. The director himself actually mentioned that he made the purposeful creative decision to make this episode a
Yes.
90-minute episode, get all the content he needed in there to get a good like cliffhanger, a good point.
Good introduction to the arc.
Yeah.
He
a
took
really
over
good
that.
point
He
to-
He said it
loves-
was his personal choice to make it happen.
Yeah.
Everyone on that cast is in love with this series. It is, you can feel it. It is
Yeah.
in the directions and everything. Also, we can give you more about Wilhelm and Al. Would you like more? Who was it? It was Garfield's voice actor wants more Wilhelm. He's
Yes,
so
he
excited.
says that this season made him a Wilhelm fan.
Yeah.
There was like every Wilhelm scene hit so fucking hard. The Reinhardt scene as well. Heinkel scene fucking hit. That was crazy. That's
Yeah.
not spoiled. This is a web novel. Probably an anime only, slight spoiler, but not too bad.
What we'll do is we'll talk more about direct spoilers later
Yes.
on. And
Yeah, in a
if-
few minutes.
In a few minutes. And if you feel uncomfortable with that, if you're an anime only or you just don't want to spoil, just leave when we let you know.
Suba's so right with that. Anime watchers will never know how torturous.
No, it's genuinely true. I can't. It's hard to express, but
Well, they're gonna come into this and see this character who's funny and has a beautiful singing voice and
really
just
well voice acted.
incredibly voice acted. Like
they-
it's so. I went into that thinking I'm going to still hate her. She's designed to be hated, and walking
Yeah.
away thinking that might have been the best part of the episode.
Yeah. That
It was
voice actor
really,
is amazing.
really entertaining. And even though it was like a small character moment, the animation, like the character animation, was phenomenal. Like even like just like finger movements with her,
Yes.
like it was. I'm blown away. I'm blown away.
Paneet, it was pretty quick, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's changed in the light novel compared to the web novel, so
Yeah.
it follows that adaptation to it.
Yeah.
And it's honestly was funny hearing people say like, "Oh, he's not doing anything."
Stearman, I don't blame you, but all the ReZero stuff is over. I think they're even leaving tomorrow. Oh,
I think so, Corey. It was pretty quick, but it wasn't like too much. It still was smooth and like
Yes.
nothing caught us as a problem.
no, none
No.
at all.
But that does remind me of another part of just the quality of it, which is not necessarily the OSTs for it, but the sound design in
It's
general.
phenomenal.
It was so clean. Like you can hear a metal fan closing, each of
Yeah.
the blades scraping against each other. The rumbling of a mechanism, the flowing of the water.
A very crucial sound at the end of the episode that I won't spoil, but
Yeah.
you hear it and you're like, oh.
I don't think I can think of a better example of peak sound design than this moment at the end of this episode.
It was so well done.
It echoed.
I mean, the
in
sound
my
designer
brain.
was there, and he was fantastic.
He it was just like ReZero, in my opinion, has always been like voice acting, music, sound design have always been like peak top tier.
And super important as well.
Yeah, but I cannot express how they've evolved that to such a degree in this episode that it gives me such hope for the rest of this season. And if there's anything you can take away from this, you should be excited. It is going to be great, and what we've already seen is fucking amazing.
Nice meeting you today, Aya. Have a good
Lovely
night.
meeting you. Have a
Hopefully we
lovely
see you
evening.
tomorrow.
So before we jump into like spoiler talk, I just want to talk about the con a bit itself.
Oh yes.
So like we had to spend a lot of time just getting ready for this to see the episode. Like we lined up
Oh my
2
gosh.
hours early, and we're still amongst the first ones or barely amongst the first ones in line. So there was a lot of time dedicated to that. And then afterwards, we kind of had an impromptu ReZero cosplay
It
meetup.
was so
Yes.
cute.
That just these 3 people all dressed as Amelia got together for one photo. And then a bunch of Subarus saw that and wanted to get in on the action. And then they noticed me as Julius because none of them had read farther than that, and brought us into the fold. And then a couple more Subarus showed up.
Yes.
Then the only Reinhardt at the entire
Yes.
convention showed up.
He just walked right up. He was
And
so
then
nice.
one other Arctic Subaru that we got this really amazing picture
That
for.
person.
We'll have it. I don't know if it's up anywhere
This one?
specifically yet.
Or the
No,
big one?
the posed one.
Oh,
We definitely have
This
the post
one.
one available.
Yes.
yeah, it's on Twitter. It was retweeted. You're not going to understand it if you don't know, but this is the Arc 6 design of Subaru. We met our friend here. Just followed him. He's so lovely. I think I got it straight. You can check it out on Twitter. Somebody retweeted it with the actual artwork. Even if you haven't read Arc 6, it's not a full spoiler. It just
Yeah.
looks confusing as hell.
It-
So you're okay.
Let's just say me and Connor were discussing. Yes.
Exactly.
We
We did
did.
the thing. We were talking about like, hey, what if we like had one of you referred to this way, one of you referred to that way, or
Yeah.
we could even like try and mess up your hair a certain way.
Yeah.
And as soon as we had the chance, like, oh no, come over here and get down.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You're gonna like reach up here, you're gonna reach down there, and it's gonna be this epic picture.
There's our aftermath.
Yeah.
And I grabbed both Subarus. Well, as nicely as I could to somebody I didn't know.
All right. Yes, exactly. That kind of point. But it was really good. People caught it on Twitter pretty quickly. But that was probably 30 minutes into our 2-hour wait. We played an entire board game while waiting for the episode to start.
Yep.
Oh,
we sure did.
context, Timon. I didn't actually forget about the cape. I just don't have any pictures with it because every
was
single
so
time
hot.
I had an opportunity to take pictures, it was so fucking hot.
It was thankfully cooler here than I was
Yes.
expecting it to be. Like it hit like 80 something.
Matty! Excuse me!
You gotta keep it down
Yeah,
with neighbors.
we still have other people around us.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
Yes, exactly. So we were out there for a while. It wasn't too terribly hot, but I mean, I was in a
No.
lot of layers, so it was still harsh.
And the
Yes.
spot we had in the line, so like we had,
Yeah.
We were one of 10 people who were in the sun.
we were in like a little like cattle type setup. We had square groups. We were in the row 8 and 9, and then we were like this little strip of sun that was getting hit. Did Amelia sing?
I don't think so.
Not in this one.
No.
Not that we heard. I have a feeling they may switch up some OSTs.
Yeah,
Because I don't know why they use season 1 and season 2 OSTs. It makes me mad because I use them
right.
still.
Which is why we got copyright struck on
Yep.
them almost certainly. I was expecting a bad actor. I'm very grateful to be wrong.
Yes.
But afterwards, we met up. We had that impromptu cosplay group. We met a lot of great people who were doing wonderful stuff. Some who read ahead, some who are anime onlys. One who won a signed copy of the light novel
met
for
these-
being the most excited fan at the panel.
That was a really cool moment.
She's the sweetest little thing. The way she screamed, Sheila!
She also has a huge crush on our greedy boy that
Regulus.
was pretty strong and brought in like a little poster of him that she brought.
And then all you hear when he pops up on the screen is, I love you, Regulus! Regulus sleeps. How was the rap? It was phenomenal.
It
Oh,
was
fun
literally-
fact,
It was perfect.
Yusuke only did one take of it, and he was very proud of it. He
Mhm.
mentioned it in his achievements.
He's been practicing his singing.
Yeah.
But it was probably actually because of the winner joining us at that cosplay meetup with everyone that they would have recognized her maybe and
Yes.
joined us. But when
Oh,
we were
yeah.
there, the character designer and the director
Yes.
for season 3, and then super subtly Yusuke, who we didn't see.
And probably
thus-
like the rest of the team. Even the person I asked to take our photo with the director, I was like looking at him and he's looking at me and I'm like, is it okay if you hold this? And he was like, sure, I'll take a picture, give me
And
your
I
phone.
looked at him,
And he
and he
looked at me.
But we got to take a picture with the 3 of us with them,
Yeah.
and then with the director, and then a bunch of us with the cosplay one for the character designer. And
I was-
so grateful to them
Yes.
for that, because I don't know if it was just because of the content of the cosplay or because it was a Arc 6 character.
I had
But
no idea.
The character designer was like, you
I was so nervous.
see.
Because I know there is lots of like, you just don't wear looter things in Japan. It's a more like reserved area. So was she freaked out by that? Or was she freaked out because I was Shala? I don't know.
Conda, the line was like probably a good 30 minutes to get access to it. I looked for a second and thought and realized we did not have enough time to it.
Hey, Conda!
I
Conda.
want to play it. I'm waiting for it to come out, but I didn't get a chance.
Conda, we miss you. Literally hearing Otto, I was thinking of you.
We miss you and we love you.
We do.
But we got to meet with them. Yusuke photobombed someone else's picture with the director. We have that on Twitter.
It's when
so
I
funny.
retweeted too. I didn't realize it till after I DM'd him.
Well, like he went out of costume. He was
He
sneaking
did.
around because there was a large Japanese audience there. It was
Yeah.
easy for him to blend in.
And
So
he looked
funny.
very tired in the picture.
He's clearly exhausted.
He's clearly been very busy these past couple of days. So I'm hoping he gets some nice rest tonight.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why he was tired is because he shadow dropped a signing onto the schedule pretty recently.
Yeah.
Like that happened yesterday, like when we were getting into the hotel, and I was
Right.
pulling up. All right, is there anything worth checking tonight? And it's 5 minutes starting. Yusuke signing with the director and the character designer. I'm like, well, that would have been nice to know when I was making plans a month ago.
Yeah.
I'm new to your channel. Yes, so we have the podcast. So these two and our friend Gold are the
hosts for the
hosts.
podcast.
Thank you. They run the podcast, and then I have been on one, and then we voice act the web novel reading. So that's where we voice act more. They're like more the smarty pants. For
Or
podcast.
if you are asking, then yes, we do voice act the characters we portray in the podcast.
Yeah.
Like he is Subaru,
Yeah.
I play Julius,
Yeah.
Gold plays Roswell.
Yeah.
I'm Amelia. Ooh.
We purposely did that as an
And
extra layer of
Capella.
entertainment for any long-time viewers.
Yeah, totally.
Mhm. It was.
I'm gonna throw myself off this building. Bye.
It was just such a delight.
Kaylee's not here till tomorrow. I checked. Same with Sean. Shame. Same with Brianna.
Mhm.
No English cast was here today, unless they were in cosplay.
Yeah,
which
they
they
could have
been.
just been walking around.
Sean is a furry, so he could have been in his
There was
persona. There was quite
a
a
lot
few
of people
furries.
there who had
There were
some
a lot of
really
people.
great costumes too. I counted a total of 64 people in ReZero
Yes.
cosplays today, including 29 Subarus
Yes, there was a lot of Subarus.
and one Amelia wearing a Subaru jacket,
That was
which
really
I thought
cute.
was really cute.
That I think I've seen a figure of that. That was really funny.
Oh, sorry, Sean.
One really cool aspect of the panel itself is when they were hyping us up for the episode. I think everyone, some really diehard fans in the crowd, were like, "Yeah, we need to shout victory!"
Yes.
Oh,
as
I
I-
was starting
Yeah.
that.
So
I was
literally-
literally shouting that out immediately. Like, this is what we're going to
One
say.
auto
then
Maddie,
We
and
all
they
looked at each
asked.
other. We all looked at each other and were like, "Yeah, let's do this!" And the entire crowd, victory!
So we took a big mass photo with the cast, and then I don't know who the fuck you can see,
Yeah,
but we all screamed that, and it was fantastic.
I think you can see my purple hair and a white arm, and then maybe an orange scarf in the photo.
you're going to
when
see
it comes out.
the hint of an orange
Maybe a pair
scarf.
of tits, who
I'm
knows?
very short in real life, so you're probably not going to see me that much.
Super figure. Hopefully, the producer was there. Hopefully,
Yes, I believe the
Yes.
producer was there.
Yes, the producer was there.
yes,
That was
Yes.
the
That's-
fourth person, right? The
Yes.
fifth person, right?
Yeah.
yes, that's the guy we met. Oh no,
No.
No, he was the director.
he's the director.
Yeah.
The other guy is the sound producer. I
He was
believe
the
is what
sound
I said.
producer. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's where we got confused. But he was so funny. Holy shit, they're hilarious. Let's see.
Well, Alonso, we'll be doing auditions for Arc 7 characters when we hit about chapter 30 of Arc 6 or
Yeah.
so.
Also, Alonzo, we still have a casting call for narrators right now on Casting Call Club. If you go onto our channel right now, I just can't get all the stuff written down right now without risking losing our connection. But you can audition on Casting Call Club to be a narrator till July 11th. Please, if you want to be a part of Reverie and want to be a part of the early Arc 7 auditions, which we're going to roll out internally, please audition to be a narrator. You only have to do one chapter if that's all you can do. We have so many people.
We
Do
have
that audition.
we have around 90 named characters for Arc 7, I believe.
Yes.
There are 76 named characters, and I think 50 of them are uncasted
Yeah.
right now.
Yes.
Now, some of them are there for a chapter,
Yeah.
but they're still a named character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
So whenever those eventually roll out and you have ever wanted to voice a
Cameron.
Reverie, please audition.
Please.
Because even if you don't get in, it's a really fun experience and we always love listening to
Or
it.
sometimes you don't get the audition the first time when you work your
And you
way up to
climb-
mid-level manager
You
for the
climb
entire group.
ladder.
Or you get drunk as hell and you audition. Either one works.
Mhm.
You did great, guys.
Sean, if you are sick and you're close to the deadline, just like send in what you have so I can hear your audio, and then we'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No
about
worries.
ability rather than the actual sound on the audition
Yes.
tape.
Yeah.
There's going to be, like, if there's a problem, we can do callbacks to.
Yeah,
So no worries
easily.
on that.
We're gonna do some workshops in July too. Oh, we should probably wrap this up soon so we don't eat up your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so we'll do a few minutes for like a full spoiler talk, probably like only 10 minutes or so at
Yeah.
max, and then we should be good.
Yeah.
One
we'll
hundred
be good.
percent. Any characters? Arc 6 is completely casted. We are done casting for Arc 6. We have been for almost 2 years now.
Yes.
Arc 7 casting will start for internal casting around chapter 30 when we're done recording editing. And then we're going to host it live for everyone else external for what we're missing. That'll be by around chapter 40. So keep in a look at that. Lustif, we have a channel.
We have a stretch
redeem.
goal for
We have a
Lost
stretch
Tip.
goal.
We do.
One of our wonderful viewers has already donated about $100 so far towards 1,000 for a fully edited, fully sound designed, fully well
Like
done
a proper
Lustif.
Lust
Yes.
If video.
Not
Like,
like the one from
not-
the chapter.
Not a joke one. We'll get the appropriate voice actors that
I will probably voice
we're
all of them.
comfortable with voicing, but we will do a professionally edited Lust if we meet this goal.
Guess I got to raise. Okay, Matt. Bet.
Oh no.
So before we switch to spoilers, any last questions about the episode in terms of just production or setup or anything else? The Q&A was honestly mostly just talking about how the cast felt about everything. There's
Yeah.
not a lot to be gained from there.
It is on the Anime EXPO Twitch.
I don't know if the
VOD.
VOD actually exists. I think it was just live.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Um,
Dang.
the One thing I will mention is the cast were very excited to hear all our reactions
Yes.
to the audience's reactions to the moments in the episode.
They were backstage just listening.
Apparently, it made them very, very happy.
I didn't see a CG dragon. All the dragons, water and ground, were completely like properly animated.
It was not like season 1 at all. It was not that first step into Lagunica looking ass thing.
Like it is gorgeous.
It is
Every single
beautiful.
thing looks practically hand drawn.
I am biased, but genuinely some of the best animation I've ever seen.
I agree.
It's very, very pretty.
No, Stearman, no episode count yet. I think on Ice's Twitter, he goes through that. I think it was like 35 episodes altogether.
That would make sense.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But Ice has it all on his Twitter from
Yeah.
his inside person.
So I don't know of an episode count, but from speculation, when this is just complete speculation, by the way. When Kylie met the character designer in the Shawla cosplay, she went like, So
I couldn't tell because it was titties out or because
Yeah,
I'm Shala.
so we don't
you know?
know if it was
So,
just the
again-
cosplay or if she couldn't to ask or
Same
actually
with
say.
the
name of the
director.
character.
Does she
Director did the
recognize him?
same.
yeah.
The
So
director
again,
both.
speculation, but that I would say that is a potentially good sign.
What I did get to do though is when we met the character designer after we took our picture, I did get to directly tell her in Japanese, "Thank you for making Liliana super cute. Thank you so much."
She was so
And-
cute
and
about
she,
it.
She was really the really important reason why Connor said that as well is that before she was harassed on Twitter, unfortunately, and she
Yeah.
had to make her account private because of the design changes. So it was probably, I think, very nice for her to hear that.
Mhm.
100%. Here is Ice's Twitter. I'm sorry, I can't. I could type it actually. Hold on. Here is Ice's Twitter. Ooh, titty, wait, I recognize those.
You see, yeah,
You're
that's
wrong.
the problem. It's like, oh, I remember drawing those, or oh, I'm going to have to draw those. Which one is it? We don't know. I'm guessing she can't talk about Shala.
Oh. Sam, Matter. Thank you guys so much. This is so much fucking easier than my shit.
But any other last questions before we switch to spoilers?
Character designers. Oh my gosh, she deserves all love. That's why I'm kind of happy that Yusuke didn't come say hi,
Yes.
even though it would have been really nice. But they got the time to actually be like super excited.
Pun, they were perfect, literally perfect. Even ones like Anastasia just looks so much better.
Oh my god, yes.
You don't notice until Julius walks in fully ossified that he needed it and it works.
And
Oh,
it's
he
And
looks
next
so
time I
good.
do Julius, like Beyond Tomorrow, I'm gonna have to get some eyelash extensions.
I will help you. I'll glue 'em
Yes.
on. Was the blue hair girl that you mean Rem? She was.
Yes, she was there. She got like a somber moment from the cast or from the audience when we were there.
I'm going as Rem tomorrow. So if you see me and you're there, say hello. Oh, he had those supple hips. Also, Anastasia had the most supple hips.
Yeah,
There was
She
an hour
did,
reveal.
yeah.
And they even got him to do a one hand. He was trying to do this and it was just one hand. She got them childbearing hips. She looks like an adult.
Drathian, no, they didn't actually bring that up. They passed over the point where we suspected they would. So we're going to imagine it's when we kind of follow him at this point of the
Yes.
arc that will likely when
Mhm.
that comes to light. But just from the way he talks, it's even more obvious than it was in season one. Like
Yeah.
it's
because
clear.
it's subtitled like very, very well too, that comes across more.
Mm-hmm.
But like Anastasia and Otto are just taller.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
Otto is
Otto's huge.
surprisingly taller than
Yeah.
than he used to be.
which is accurate to his actual
Yes,
character.
Penny,
design.
yes.
Mhm. And then Anastasia no longer looks like a child. She looks
No.
like a malnourished woman, which is what she's supposed to look
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
And her fashion choice she has on, constantly there. Like you can see that she always has it.
And it constantly changes too,
Yes.
which is a thing that I really appreciated.
Beatrice also had a fun, sweet little ad-libbed moment in the
Yes.
episode.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and she fully ad-libbed it too, full improv. For the Beatrice Subaru contract, yes, so that whole scene where they discuss is there, and they actually explain it well to the audience without giving anything away, and it feels very, like, natural.
Well, they didn't discuss like the mana
Oh.
side
No.
of it. They
Yeah.
discussed that
They
they
discussed the
have been
contract.
in a proper contract
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
Spirit and Spirit user
That
for a
is true.
while, but they didn't bring up like mention Subaru's gate or her mana deficiency. There's a more natural point for that to come up, and I
Yeah.
think that may have been the change in the light novel.
Yes.
I don't remember.
I believe that
think
is the
so.
change. Yeah.
Most improved character design. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's got to be Liliana.
It's
Oh,
Liliana.
yeah.
But
Lily-
if it's
oh,
compared to
she's-
just previous seasons, I would probably say Anastasia looks the most improved
I-
overall.
I would actually say Julius.
Julius,
say
Julius,
Julius.
you can see a difference, but I don't think he looked bad in the earlier seasons. Like,
There's one
Anastasia
still
looked
of
wrong.
him in one of
But-
the shots where he's standing just like that terrible Julius PNG, and
But
all I could think of was
For
like,
me,
oh,
this
is this a
is
shout
from
back?
like a bad to good with Anastasia, with a good to like actually amazing for Julius. Like his design fits his character
Yes.
significantly better now.
No, nothing anime original. Sean, that was in the novels.
Yeah.
And they got the appropriate reaction, like a
Yeah.
full ooh.
There's only, was it a light novel change for that one Garf scene, or
Yes.
was that
Yes,
okay?
yeah.
That
Well,
light novel scene is.
I don't know that the light novel adjustment from the web novel, but
It was an.
we'll talk about it in
It
a
was a
minute.
yeah. It was. There was a very good scene.
No, Steer, but I think Priscilla was actually debuffed.
Debuffed.
Yeah.
And Liliana actually is not only drawn more like a woman because she's 22, but she also sounds more like a woman than I expected.
Yes.
Just- Kooky.
Amelia is looking the best she has ever looked.
Mm,
She looks
so
gorgeous.
good.
She looks
The way
gorgeous.
people screamed when they saw her.
And specifically, one thing I want to notice or mention is her facial expressions. Like they were good before. Her facial expressions now are perfect. They're so
Yes.
good. Like you can see so much character stuff from a lot of the characters, but especially Amelia and Subaru with their facial expressions.
Yes. Also, Priscilla didn't get overly nerfed. Like she is just.
It's just not as hyper exaggerated as season one was making it
She
out
still
to
got
be.
them jiggly titties.
Yes,
Come on,
they're
they're
still
there.
very clear. I heard someone next to me asking if she was hiding something within them, which she does, but it wasn't the thing. No, not distracting at all.
No.
I think the shots we've seen of Amelia that were like the distracting level is probably from only one scene that we didn't get in episode 1.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, she just looked normal.
Yeah.
And that's because it's a dead-on shot.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, you don't notice as much. I mean, she wears a little
It,
more
it
clothing.
feels more authentic to her original character design.
Well, it's also because we're now properly seeing her in the author's point of view, Dylan.
Yes.
Like this is like she looks how she should look,
Yeah.
or how she was meant to
Or
look.
how to paint
Yeah.
can best envision she looks.
Also, the way that cosplay is set, or the dress is set up, there's no support in there, so it actually makes sense that the boobs are all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
There's
a
no
boob bag.
It is a boob bag.
Yeah, it's a boob sock.
I've had that cosplay. I've seen people in cosplays. We all have the same complaint. It's just a little cover. That's it. There's nothing in it. Puck sucks. So yes, they're gonna be jiggly. Tiger Fred's so real for that.
All right. Anything else to bring up, non-spoilery, or just from the convention?
How spoiler are we getting? Are we talking like
Maybe we can
what
just
happened?
discuss
We-
like what happened in the episode.
Yeah, we're just going to
Okay.
explicitly be like, this is a spoiler section. Do not
Okay.
watch if you do not want to get spoiled.
All right.
Yep.
Here we go. Yeah.
So-
Spoiler section. Go away if you don't want to know anything about this episode more than you know already. We don't have confirmed episode count, unfortunately. Go check out Ice's Twitter. We have that up top. I can try to repin it. This is a spoiler section. Please leave if you do not want to be spoiled for this upcoming episode. We're
Bye,
going to talk
Itchy.
about some things.
Love you too, Itchy.
Love you.
So episode ends like halfway between the two spots where I guessed it was going to end. It's after Subaru's first death
Yeah.
Yes.
with Wrath, and it is done so
so
well. It
good.
was so
Whoa.
cool just to see
The artistic direction is crazy.
the slow buildup of her
Yes.
influence over everyone
Yes.
until it gets to the point where they are actively controlled. Like his eyes turn red and the screen is fogging
crazy.
up,
Oh,
and then
Yeah.
I mean, the kid's death is there, but it's not done tastelessly or
No.
like awfully. It's really cool.
And the
Yeah,
sound
so-
effect I was talking about was Sirius's hook hitting into.
Yes,
Poor
she
Lustbell.
throws her hook back into the clock tower, and you just hear this squelch sound. And then as she pulls
Mhm.
it back, you can see him surrounded and like all these spiked chains all over himself. You can
Yeah.
see the spot that he pissed his
Yes.
pants.
Yeah.
and I
And that's right, Matter. Yes,
I
that's
want
where
to
we
like
had-
even set the scene a bit more. The reason why the sound hits even more is because you don't see Luzball at all. You see
Yes.
Luzball get slowly dragged after these
Oh,
chains hit.
And the
out onto
dragging
tower.
is insane because
Yeah.
you're just like sitting there waiting. We knew, of course, but like everyone in the audience was like,
You could feel the tension from how quiet the room got
Yeah.
after Luzbell comes on screen. Like there's a
Yes.
bit of a murmur of like what or like kind of a general
Luzbell.
audience sound. And then she brings out this kid and is holding him up Lion King style.
Yeah.
And it's just dead quiet.
Oh.
People were very confused because the speech was like, why is Subaru not reacting? What's going
Yeah.
on?
Mhm.
Like the entire room was silent and confused. They were like tilting their head.
Because he
And
was
then-
laughing, and so was
Yeah.
Is it Chin?
Ratchin.
Who's with him? Ratchin.
Dumber, according to the subtitles. Yeah, Ratchin's chin.
So it's the first ever loop. So Reinhardt isn't even there. He doesn't know
Yeah.
about it yet. So this is Subaru and Feltz, like the guy who robbed him.
Felt's
in the first
internal
episode.
affairs minister, apparently.
Yeah. And,
Jesus, that's awful.
The way it's presented, Losbel's like death in this loop. It's not overly gory and shock factory. It shows you all the visual information you need to see, and then it pans to Subaru and the rest of their
Yes.
crowd as their nose crushes, and then their heads all explode.
Mhm.
And you see, and
And then title drop.
title drop. It was fucking like phenomenal. Sound
It
design,
was.
directing, visuals. I cannot express to you when this episode comes out. You were gonna have your jaw dropped. I was on the edge of my seat.
But so that's like obviously the
Yeah.
huge point.
Yeah.
Like Sirius's voice is not Fortuna's voice, but she sounds pretty damn close. Like her having a different voice actor it's not a deconfirmation here. It definitely could just be like it's been 100 years and she's a crazy person now.
Yeah.
But it was like a really great scene.
Yeah.
Everything with Liliana was incredible, as we already said. The music, the introduction, all of the hilarious moments with her, and including busting down the door.
Yeah. Specifically, the Subaru rap with Liliana, the
So
way
good.
the way it's transitioned, like it hits immediately, and when their faces light up when they're looking at each other and they start doing it, and Beatrice is like,
I mean, don't get us
It's-
wrong. We are Beatrice in this moment,
Yes.
watching this happen, thinking,
What?
Subaru, why are you joining in on a song about you being in love with a small child?
but
It's weird.
But the way it's
Reverie.
animated is literally magical. I
Oh.
can't describe it any way. It was coming off the screen into my brain.
Foot flick scene you wanted?
No, so
Oh,
they were
that
about
one.
to do it, and I'm guessing that they planned to because the scene is set up as it was.
Yeah, it looks
but-
like it got cut.
This is the spot where Beatrice's VA did ad-lib stuff for her being
Yes.
cute in the yukata. So we get something just as cute and adorable, and I was laughing at it. But the lack of the flick is literally the only complaint I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
about the entire episode.
I feel like it's
but-
gonna be in a director's cut type thing.
That would be
But
so nice.
it was that this scene with Beatrice was completely ad-libbed. It was all just the voice actress doing her own thing with it. And it was just Beatrice like slowly teleporting and shifting closer towards Subaru.
And she's just like, he's getting a massage from a massage chair, and she's just posing in the yukata, and it takes him like 5 minutes to
Yeah.
notice her. And then he freaks out for it. It's so cute. Everyone
It's
looks
so
great in the
Oh,
yukata as
they
well.
do.
And I know I've always said this, but I can like Liliana's singing in this episode is so good. Like she
so
has
good.
multiple small insert songs of all the songs she comes up with. They do all of them. They're all done.
They didn't translate her song about Wilhelm's
They
backstory, though.
they didn't, but it was almost used more as background music.
It
Mhm.
was, but they still were
They
like
should've.
putting the subtitles for the general announcement up
Yeah.
at the top.
I-
too.
That was
I
funny.
think in the actual release of the episode, when it comes
Multiple
to,
songs, yes.
I mean,
Liliana sang
I'll
like
translate
4.
myself if they don't.
yeah,
I think Liliana, no, she did 3 or 4 songs.
She did one when they meet that he
Yes.
interrupts. Second one that he joins in.
Yeah.
Another one after that, and then one on the announcement, and
4.
then she's doing one with Priscilla.
so far.
Oh, 5, right.
So it's
5.
like 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
Because
no
one of them
lyrics.
doesn't go almost anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It was so good.
The sword demon scene
Oh.
was so gorgeous. It has
I cried.
my favorite OST the new OST
It's
was
beautiful.
so good. Just has
I-
this Dark Souls beat to it, and I was literally tearing up over it.
Matt, did you go? Were you there?
that was the
Say
first. That was the first scene that when I was voicing Reverie, way back when, that resonated with me on a very deep level.
Mhm.
And seeing it animated and being done justice, the OST, the sound, the voice acting,
Was
Wilhelm's voice
crazy.
actor was so phenomenal. I teared up, I cried. It was that good. And it's great too because they have that moment of Subaru saying, "Damn, Sword Demon looks great in a yukata in the moonlight.
Yeah.
And he's like, Subaru, should you really be saying that about me? You know, you should say this to a woman in this situation. He's like, oh yeah, the woman I like wouldn't understand what I mean by saying this. And Wilhelm just laughs at him.
It's such
so
a beautiful scene. And
Oh,
so
yes.
the entire time we were watching, there are several different points where the audience is cheering. Subaru's introduction,
Oh.
Yeah.
Amelia's introduction.
Literally every character introduction except for Felt, because you see Felt multiple times before she pops
I don't
in.
think people remember who Felt was
yeah,
at first.
too. They're like,
But
who's this?
There's the point when we get to Subaru encouraging Reinhardt and Wilhelm to reconcile over breakfast.
Yes.
And that got the audience to cheer
Yeah.
that
They were
quickly for
so
it.
cheered. And
And
Reinhardt
then-
just making the pancake. No, it wasn't pancake. It was.
It was
It's basically
it was
pancakes.
pancakes.
Yeah.
Daisuke
Oh.
Daisuke Adon.
Yeah.
Basically just calling it like I love food instead of
Yeah.
whatever the actual name for it is.
But
Amelia can't cook, neither can Beatrice, and it was so cute.
Mm.
But that
Ugh.
scene, the way it's interrupted with Heinkel coming in the door and interrupting the moment, it's edited perfectly.
Yes.
You don't even see like the proper end of what you think would be the
Oh,
scene.
this
It
is
doesn't
good.
cut away. The door just slams open.
And it's like, hey,
Hey.
you knock off that family-friendly bullshit. I'm here to tell you that it's not allowed to be
Oh,
that
also-
easy to make it up.
Bring the volume down.
And also, when Priscilla draws the Yang sword, the effects of the sparks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're crazy.
My God, it has never looked.
He did a great job as Heinkel.
He
He
did.
sounded amazing.
I'm gonna
It's very, like just super gruff and irritating sounding.
Heinkel's
I'm
design was
gonna-
actually notably different from the light novels too.
Yes.
Much softer, less stubble on his face, but his eyes looked a bit more tired, more like non-sober.
I'm gonna quickly go through and just do a speed run of all the ones we've missed, real quick, and then I'll let the guys take a break again. Reinhard Regulus going too hard. We haven't seen that yet. Beatrice blush towards Julius. More of a pout, I'd say, than a
Yeah.
blush.
She kind of went more tsundere than
Yeah.
like
Yes.
anything like that. It's like, so you don't. I'm like Subaru and I are just amazing. I'm much better than those puny spirits you keep around. Now, please bring me some tea and crumpets.
Yeah,
And
it was
Subaru's
so
like,
cute.
you lost your dignity at the end. God damn it.
Did they deal with any of the Arc 3 and 4 cut content? No, I
No.
don't think so.
Mm-mm.
They're going to probably be introduced at more natural points for the characters later on in the arc.
And you know what else was cut? Declined entirely.
Yeah,
Not in
gone.
the episode at all.
So that wasn't kicked was Ram's kick in Subaru's ass, and that was hilarious.
Oh,
Mhm.
it was perfect.
Do we get Beatrice defending Amelia against Priscilla? I think kinda.
Not really.
No.
Not really.
Amelia stands up for herself
Yeah,
very
she,
well this
she
episode.
took over.
Like,
she
you-
stood up for Reinhardt too.
She stands up to Heinkel, which is a thing we've already seen, but like it's
Without
really,
wavering.
Really well done.
Multiple songs. Yes, I was gonna enjoy.
We also get a one thing that was
Mhm.
really cool. We get a flashback shot of the moment where Wilhelm condemns Reinhard,
Mhm.
Oh
After
yeah, I
Teresi's
forgot about it.
death?
We have like a
Yes.
middle-aged
and we have a middle-aged Wilhelm,
Yeah.
character art, and he
Yeah.
looks amazing
He
in a
does.
proper knight's uniform.
and we have a young Reinhard,
and we got like a little 4-year-old Reinhardt, I think.
4, 6, something along that line.
Out to me, yes, first episode's 90 minutes long. It is the length of 4, or it feels like 4 episodes. They crushed it. They end at the first death loop, and then right after, like what happens to Subaru, where he's throwing up and freaking out. Let's see. Heinkel's the most iffy character design, in my opinion. Looks very good in motion.
So Sam, they didn't
Whip
actually cut the
training.
whole second mansion part. It's definitely a different building than it used to be, even though it looks very similar. And we get like Subaru and Beatrice at the beginning having their cute scene. His
Mhm.
parkour and the action with the whip looks great. Beatrice and him have funny banter with it. Joshua and everything there.
Yeah,
Some of the stuff I was really impressed by was just how much character focus Garfield got in this first episode.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
was practically the main character of this episode.
Yeah, just about.
and they show some Garfield stuff that they didn't show until later on.
At least
this
I,
point in
at
the
least I
novel.
don't think so.
Yeah,
I like this one. That's what Priscilla says, basically, is Keeping Up with the Estrellas. It's a show I'm binging.
Uh-huh.
and
I keep him wrong. It's just entertaining.
but yeah, Pristella looked gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, the city looks
100%.
gorgeous. It just looks incredible.
They fully animated the water dragons that are pulling the bigger boats.
Okay.
It looks great.
Masahiro already confirmed that Arc 6 will be concluded. I had a theory, a gamer theory, that Ice's inside person is Masahiro. That's just a conspiracy, though. I don't need to be right or need to call that out. But I was cooking. I was cooking.
Mm-hmm. She had some good reasons, so that's good. That's good to know if that's where he's getting that
Yes.
information.
I will not say it so we don't get in
anything
trouble.
negative to say about the episode? Beatrice's foot flick scene was not included. That's literally
That
it. It
is
was
the-
a perfect 90 minutes.
That is the
Yeah.
that is the criticism of the episode. We didn't get a flick.
Not a single flick, but everything was so good. It was so well done. The whip training. Was there a whip at the beginning?
He had it. It
Okay.
did like a.
Yeah.
It actually animated the full
Two
whip
strikes.
movement
That's
too.
right,
It didn't
yes.
just one frame up and one frame
Yeah.
slash. You saw the whole curl as he went
It
around
was,
with it.
it was
I
so good.
noticed someone earlier asked about the parkour and everything like that. It
Oh,
was animated so well.
so
The
well.
sound design with him jumping off the wooden obstacles was so good. And not even the fully animated strike of the whip, but the sound, the cracking, and then
It
the
was so
cracking of the
good.
target when he hits it. So satisfying.
Nathaniel, what we mean by the foot flick is there is a scene where Subaru and Betty, I think, are just being
Yeah,
goofy.
it's she just came out of the bath and is wearing a yukata. Her hair
Yes.
is down and she's trying to get his attention. And so she complains that her foot falls asleep. And so Subaru flicks it to prove that she's being wrong. And she almost starts crying about it just to get a hug from him. No, Liliana is not annoying in the anime. She was
No,
honestly
Rar, my
really
pants.
funny.
Yeah,
She was so
very
funny. She was
I
so
think-
good.
As a character, like from a comedic standpoint, she works so much better in this medium than she does in the
I mean, she was
films.
basically doing an Eminem diss track against Subaru when she sees him walk up
Yeah.
with Beatrice.
And Subaru
Sam
joins
100%.
it.
Sam 100p, little girl user.
Well, it's Oju. It's not loli. Like they
Yeah.
don't
True.
use the word loli. They're saying the word that means young girl.
Yeah.
So little girl user is the correct term.
Yeah.
Like that is
Yes.
properly translated. It's supposed to sound weird.
Honestly, I have a feeling with the voice actor they have for Liliana, the Liliana saga will not be annoying. I think she's actually doing really good justice. And actually, the story of Liliana is very heartwarming and very sad as well. So
Mhm.
once you like drop the fact that she drives you nuts and it's 5, almost 6 chapters of non-fucking stop inner dialogue, you kind of feel bad for her. So I think this VA will do great.
A bit of a fun factoid, me and Connor realized that he voices Kiritaka, and Kiritaka sounded eerily similar.
Yeah,
in
it was like a
tones.
higher pitched voice, which I was just doing as kind of like a comedic thing for him, just like, oh Liliana, you're there in the water, we'll get out. But no, he was like really talking up at this level. I'm Kiritaka, take your hands off of my Liliana. And blows it up, a whole
That was
audience
a
erupts in
fucking
laughter.
funny scene. That
And
was so good.
my Wolfiana, surprisingly in tone and in energy, kind of matched what was going on with the voice acting
Yeah, he
for
sounded
Liliana.
really close, honestly.
Yeah, I'm kind of the only thing that was missing was my grating voice from doing a femme voice as a guy. That was it.
The Sage, no. So Al's only in it for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot. You can tell he's got a new VA that does super well. You can
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
talking like we would talk. So you can piece it together.
Yeah,
Not to mention, Al also barely has any screen time until like Pristella goes into shit.
Yeah, basically, I would
He's-
imagine they're gonna reintroduce his
that's
isekai
exactly
thing
what
when
they-
we have from his perspective.
Probably at the big conference before they set off. They're gonna make some reference, or maybe they'll make reference to it in the next episode. No, they won't, because everything's gonna blow shit.
how
How many-
many archbishops I'll see?
2.
Two?
No, we see 2 because they bump into regulars
Oh.
on the street, and the whole as soon as they have like this bump
Duh.
side, and you get like
How did I
a
forget?
full body but no
Oh.
face shot of Regulus.
We got an ad card,
Yeah.
Mhm.
the beautiful art, and then they gave us this.
Right, I felt so bad.
Everyone had that.
And we're getting this thinking, wow, that's a massive spoiler. But
Thank you, Yen Press.
Regulus gets bumped into, and as soon as it's revealed who it is that ran into them, the entire audience is like, oh. It was so funny. I'm
It's
just
the-
sitting here
So
like,
character.
The way Subaru comes across in the scene is a bit better too, because before it kind of seems like he's being a bit territorial over Amelia, but instead it's now he's stepping in because Regulus is being really strange and touching Amelia's hair. So he
Mhm.
immediately steps in, like decombusts the situation as like, oh, it was fate that we met today. It's gonna be fate that we meet you tomorrow.
Yeah, he was like
Is that
really
Amorx?
Emmerich.
Amorix? Yes, he just fully has the narration saying,
Yeah.
Wafu architecture, huh? This comes from this guy,
Yeah.
Hoshin. He must have been summoned from another world like I was.
Yeah.
He made that speculation anytime there's some like Japanese cuisine that came up, the baths, anything. He was just like,
Oh,
wow.
Yakadaki?
Oh,
Yukatas?
he was
going
sitting in a
out.
massage chair, living for life.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was really fucking good.
Talk what?
It was just so
was
good
so
the whole
good.
way.
Oh my god, there's a cute scene of Krush and Felix. There's just this huge cute banter.
Felix hit a fucking banger joke.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, oh no, of course I have ulterior motives with you. And she just seems
Panic.
horrified at the thought of this.
And then Subaru takes he's like, and he laughs and then he walks away.
Did Al say anything about what? So, Skrull, we only see Al for a little bit because Priscilla crashes on the party with Heinkel and Al. So, Al's really just there to calm things down. You do see Schultz.
Yes,
twice.
Schultz gets
Yes.
a
Schultz
nice
goes,
solid line. It's like, oh, I'll take care of Mr. Heinkel for you.
Drags
Good
him
boy,
on the
Schultz
floor.
son. Good boy.
So he's in there. So Al was only for like 2 seconds. We do see something that we do feel is a hint at his authority because of Priscilla's attitude. And it's so minute, you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
We only know because we know of that part.
They do name drop the Yang sword in there.
Yes.
though.
They did. And the Yanks were just fucking there.
And
So whoop,
it
and gone.
looks beautiful
It
too.
does.
And we've seen it in the trailer, but her properly holding it,
Yeah.
you can just
Crazy.
feel the
The
energy.
way
that's
she
there.
It's not
Close
even
that
just
thing.
how good it looks, it's the effect when it's drawn. Like there's it's almost like tiny sunlight particles like darting around the screen, but in like a really raging, flaming way. And as she draws it out, it's amazing. And then some people in the audience were like, did she put that sword back in her
Yeah,
boobs?
literally, the people next to me thought that she put the Yang sword back into her cleavage. Which, in their defense, that's where she takes the fan out of normally.
Yeah.
Oh, 100% Skura. We're thinking that they're going to talk about Al being from Japan. Japan, right?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
he's fighting Capella.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
expectation of when that happens.
Yeah,
Either when he's fighting Capella or just before when they disband from the central area.
Oh yeah, because he
when they have
brings
the
up like,
discussion.
do you remember Julius? Because I do. And
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
this the thing we have in common
That's-
for it?
Chapter 40, I believe. 40,
Yeah.
41.
Oh
is
no,
the
I'm
novel.
thinking like much later at the end of the
Yeah.
arc, like chapter 80 or something.
Oh.
Like when they're discussing, does anyone know who this guy is?
Oh, yeah.
I would
think
be
so.
I would be genuinely surprised
Right.
if it's never revealed in this season. I have a feeling it's just gonna be introduced in a way that feels more natural and perhaps a conversation.
Yeah, it's gonna hit some of the anime onlys probably out of left field
Yeah.
too.
The other thing is when it comes to Subaru's like narration and
Mhm.
stuff in his head, whenever it's necessary and it's really important, it's done really well. In the
Yeah.
2
I think it was
scenes?
3 scenes.
3 scenes.
Not
yeah.
very much.
Mm-hmm.
And also the cut to the joke where Liliana says, yes, Subaru, you're going to get our snacks right. And then she repeats it again because no one says anything. And Subaru's like,
Are you just repeating dialogue until I have to say yes?
Is this-
Of course, Alonzo.
is this a bad
Good night.
choose your own adventure game where I can only say yes?
Mhm.
And
That
that hit
was so
different because
good.
I hate when that happens in those games. But and then the scene immediately cuts to him walking back with the snacks, and then we
Yes.
get into the scene with Sirius, and it's perfect.
It's literally a perfect scene.
I'm almost certain the theme that plays is like almost a different version of Betelgeuse's theme.
I thought so too.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was like a motif. So you have parts of it, but it's completely different. It's even more eerie. I say it's like a nice mix of Betelgeuse's theme, and then also you have a strange sound. I think that's what it's called. So one with the ticking in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's that kind of It's a mix of those two, which was so good.
And Sirius's voice acting, I would say the best new VA. Like that's not to discredit any of the other new ones, but oh my god, the monologue she does,
Mhm.
it's perfect. Like even
Let's
the
see
little
if I can
jokes she
pull it up.
makes, the emoting,
Mm-hmm.
it's great.
Let me see if I can.
The
put Castle
crowd
Club.
was about probably 35 people in the audience, I
Yeah.
would guess.
Which
Yeah,
I would say is
for
pretty accurate
Sirius.
to how it would be in the novel.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, we were talked about this a bit, but the scene where she drags Luzbel genuinely chilling. I would say the best scene of the episode.
100%.
And then throws Losbel, and we see Losbel's nose crack before we see him fully die, because obviously that would be just a bit too much.
Well, you see it's like we are looking from the perspective of the pavement that he hits.
Yeah.
And then it's like change the coloration. His face crushes in just like for half a second, and then it cuts to Subaru getting the same process done to him,
It's
and then
like
another
the
cut,
crowd.
and everybody's head explodes.
Yeah.
It's a chromatic negative
Yeah.
in that scene.
And it looks great. And then the
No,
title
they're not
card,
censored.
and the title card kicks in, and the words are like shifting, and it's
It's a
great.
blood splatter.
And the scene itself, as Sirius is going more and more into her monologue, and people are falling more and more under the influence of her authority, the screen starts to become not just smoky, but almost like if you were tripping on some sort of psychogenic sort of effect. And then it also everyone's eyes become red, which we see in the trailer. That is confirmed to be showing the effects of her authority on someone fully, and it's amazing.
The reaction of so first, no, nothing was censored. Like the coloration we're doing was an artistic choice, not like a censorship choice. And like the blood of everyone else's head, there's so much of it almost like reddens the screen. But the what was the reaction from people around us? Like everyone was excited to see their favorites back again. Like there was somber for all of it. There was some surprise that a year had passed. Like that was the first reaction I heard was, it's been a year. It's like, wait, really? That's crazy. Beyond that, it was like a lot of just hype for the hype moments, surprise and appreciation for the really good ones. The fact that people cheered for the 3 seconds of Reinhardt and Wilhelm just genuinely getting along made my heart soar.
It made my heart flutter. I was
It
so
was so
happy.
sweet.
And then the way people
No
silenced, the way people went silent when Heinkel came in, and I could even tell from the gazes of some people next to me, people were glaring at Heinkel on the screen.
So even if this is coming from Ice and he says he's getting it from reputable sources, I'm still gonna wait for proper
official
confirmation for it, because they can say it all they want. It doesn't really make a difference until we get an actual post for it. That's what confirmed means.
That is true. That is true.
But I guess we can go now to just overall thoughts and wrap up.
Yeah, let's wrap it so we can save your internet.
Yeah.
I mean,
We've been here for an hour.
could not. I mean, obviously, I want my cute scene, but I could not be happier with the episode. It's literally perfect ReZero. It's the best it's been since Julius fighting Betelgeuse. It's so perfect.
It's well animated, every
It's
aspect
so
of this. And as an extra thing, the panel after with the cast, they mentioned, the 3 of them mentioned specifically that this is a passion project for everyone that is working on it. They are just desperate for people to appreciate this thing they love. And you can tell they put their hearts into it very deeply.
100%.
Everyone seems very emotionally invested.
According to
they're saying it was from an interview someone did with him.
Okay.
So then if I see that interview, then I'll say that is confirmed. But again, just people saying that it happened. The director does not speak good English.
Yeah.
So if that was coming from someone here today, that could have easily been
we didn't hear it today.
Because they were very only mentioning Arc 5 stuff.
Yeah.
Although I do trust Ice. Ice has always had real good takes, but just from us,
it's one of those things where I trust it, but until I see it, I won't spread it because I don't want to disappoint anyone if it's not true.
Considering the way they looked at me today,
Yeah,
I can't tell.
But it was fantastic. Everything I could have wanted. Best ReZero has ever been. Gives me lots of hope for the rest of this season. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be the best season.
And from an outside perspective, I think this is the season where ReZero is going to become viral, especially online, and a lot of new people are going to come flooding in. And we're going to have a lot more friends to hang out with and talk about our favorite thing.
Yes, we do. We invited all the people we met today to hang out with us. So we'll see if that happens. Hopefully they do, so we can add them in. And also, Raw My Pants, everyone fucking cheered for Garfield and Mimi.
Yeah.
Yes, they were so happy
They
for
were
it.
so cute.
Oh, and Mimi is just, she was great this one.
my
I think they
gosh,
made her slightly bigger too.
Yes.
Not enough to be like
Yeah,
too
yeah,
noticeable.
Just tiny.
But I mean, even Garth looks older. Like you could tell,
Oh my
like
gosh,
a little bit of time.
Garfield's
for him.
facial expressions in this, especially in the comedic moments with Mimi, were so funny.
They're
And
so
with the moment with his mom
Oh,
was so strong.
Yes.
Because like
Fuck.
they even do like a mini flash to show you like the bottom of her face from his
Yeah.
trial to like really make you realize this is him, and then it
Oh.
cuts to black and it's just mom before moving on to the next.
Yes.
thing.
And then we don't see
Yeah.
anything else because we're gonna be that's gonna be
Because they're
No
gone,
one's
yeah.
seen that, and everyone's talking about how they haven't seen Mimi or Garth, and they're just leaving it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He was about to cry. Okay, we're gonna get too off topic. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. It was so much fun. We need to rest up and eat something because you guys haven't eaten. yet.
Yes,
It's been
we
hours.
need to eat, relax, and I need to sit down because I've been walking for too many hours today. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and hanging out and asking us questions. I hope we, answered some questions you were curious about and helped at least fill a little bit of that scratch if you weren't able to come.
October cannot come fast enough. We will see everyone for episode 2.
Yeah.
When it
Yes, we
premieres this
will.
fall.
Yes. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Done.